Happy Friday, MHS. I'm Julianna Purrington, and this is the Friday Feature. I'm sure you've noticed that we're not using our typical musical introduction this week. More on that in a bit. For the past 4 weeks, people of the Islamic faith all over the world, including many of our MHS classmates, have been observing the month of Ramadan, a time that emphasizes fasting, prayer, reflection, and community. As Ramadan began on the 28th of February, I realized that there's a lot I don't know about this holiday that is so important to several of my friends. So I sat down with a few of our classmates and talked online with a friend from Pakistan who is a future college classmate to learn more. Here's the story. The transition from winter to spring typically marks a time of new beginnings. This time of year is special for a different reason to many of our MHS classmates.
Ramadan is meant to be a month of peace and focusing on spirituality. A lot of the year can be spent with a lot of hard times or struggles. And so Ramadan serves as a month to kind of help a lot of Muslims get into a good starting point for healing or struggling with these things. And I say struggling, but that's a broad term. Maybe I need to go to the gym or something like that. I can start a good habit during that month and get a good starting point.
It's the one month that every Muslim around the world is participating. It's just something to connect with others.
Because there's a lot of turmoil around the world, fasting can sometimes serve as an extra meaning to kind of put yourself in someone else's shoes.
As a senior in high school, I have spent some time getting acquainted with my future college classmates. One of those future classmates just so happened to be...
My name is Noorul Ain. I'm from Pakistan, from a city called Lahore. Pakistan is a primarily Muslim country with a majority of Muslims living here, and I'm currently in my senior year of high school, as you guys call it, but we call it A-levels here. It's the British education system that we follow, so I'm in my last year of that, and this year in the fall I will hopefully be in the US. It's not just one reason that you fast. It's not just because you're supposed to fast. There's reasons behind it. It intoxicates your body. Then second, it's basically the main purpose of it is to feel what the poor people feel. So not everyone's privileged to have 3 meals a day or eat good food or whatever they want. So it's essentially to feel what those people feel when the homeless or the poor who don't have meals. So you're supposed to have that feeling, you're supposed to have that humanity in you, and you're supposed to realize how privileged you are and be thankful for every blessing in your life.
They mentioned it was a month of peace, so you can kind of reset for the next year.
Yeah, it's for resetting your soul and your body. It's cleansing of everything. When you fast, it's biologically good for your health as well. All your toxins are broken down. So just like that, your body is kind of refreshing, but your soul also refreshes because you're doing good things in your daily life.
A fun tradition that is upheld by Muslims all over the world is hosting an...
So iftar, we fast from dusk till dawn. So iftar happens at dusk, which is Maghrib time, which is when the sun is setting. So when the sun sets, that's when Maghrib happens, and that's when we break our fast. That's what we call iftar. So we usually have a big whole spread on the table because, you've been fasting since the whole day. Everyone's hungry. So there's a big iftar table, and we usually call it a dastarkhan. In Urdu, it's called a dastarkhan. And that's where everybody sits down, they say their prayers, and then, they break their fast.
A group of 4 students at MHS decided to hold
an event on Saturday, the 22nd of March, an iftar night.
They did this now because...
Moving to rural Minnesota can be really hard for a lot of the new Muslim students because it's not necessarily a space where there's a lot of Muslims. Of course, we're lucky. Marshall, Minnesota has a good Muslim student population like us 3 over here and a lot more. So it's good to have a good community, make it easier for us to kind of connect. I think that's very important. That's what we're trying to get done with the MSA.
There's a bunch of new Muslims at the school, and some of them don't know English, so it's a place for them to get together. Even if you're not Muslim, it's
you can come and learn about it and stuff like that. So we're opening it to everybody.
We're hoping to make iftar a thing that's not spoken of, where Ramadan is kind of just all personal. Of course, that it is a personal month, but also a way for people to know that, hey, they do this during the month. They have obligations to do. And it's nice to make it fun, have fun with it.
And fun was had. The night was full of good food, fun games, and friendship. Shortly after this event, the final days of the Ramadan season were approaching.
For the last 10 days, we consider them as the Laylatul Qadr. So, Laylatul Qadr is one night, basically. It's the night of blessing, it's the night of redemption.
Where the Prophet ﷺ was sent down the holy book, the Quran. And it's recorded as a night that's worth 1,000 nights.
And that's the night where your fate is written.
No one knows because it was never recorded, but it's a night where a lot of Muslims will try and put their wishes and prayers out as if it were 1,000 nights.
If there was one word to describe Ramadan, it would be
Sabr. It means like patience.
I think for me, if I were to describe Ramadan in one word, I would describe it as khushu', which is kind of like accountability. You're able to kind of hold yourself accountable where it matters most.
I think it would be sukoon. Sukoon is peace. It's a very special feeling when Ramadan comes. Everyone's very excited. It's my favorite time of the year. It's magical. I don't know why, but it is because, it's probably because it's the month of blessings and it gives you a sense of peace no matter how tensed you are, no matter what's wrong in your life. A lot of people's problems go away in this month. Like, everyone's relaxed. It's very peaceful and it's very nice. I would describe it as peace.
In a time where the world is so disconnected, it is important to remember that we aren't all so different after all. And for those who celebrate, Eid Mubarak. With the leaders of the Muslim Student Association at Marshall High School and Noor from Lahore, Pakistan, this is Julianna Purrington reporting for Tiger TV.
The final night of Ramadan is tomorrow, Saturday, March 29th. We chose not to use a musical introduction or conclusion in this week's episode because many of the students I talked to noted that refraining from music is a part of observing Ramadan for many people of the Muslim faith. That's it for this week's Friday feature. We'll be back next week with another story told by MHS video production students. Have a great weekend, and remember, it's a great day to be a tiger. What would be your piece of advice? Oh, hang on, the light's turned off. Give me 1 second.
Otto Orberg, please report to Student Services. Otto Orberg, Student Services, please.
Good thing you finished what you were saying.